Hi ma'am, welcome back for today's session. So till now we learn about unit 1, what is an architecture, how the architecture is going to be influenced by different people, where this architecture came from, and what is the architecture business cycle and its examples. Okay, so we learn about this in the previous videos as a part of a unit 1. So today I am going to start unit 2 ma. Okay, if you able to understand, if you already understood the unit 1, unit 2 is very easy because if you are learning the concept, okay, after learning the concept the applicability is important. You can apply any concept on any application if and only if when you understood the previous concept, right? So in the first unit we learn about architecture, importance, example, influences, business cycle, everything. So now it is going to be applied. Okay, is not as a practical examples we can say, but what are the factors we have to go inside to verify the architecture of a software. We have to discuss. Okay, so let us start our subject, that is software architecture, and our new unit called as, okay, what is the name of the unit 2 is designing the architecture with styles. So in this designing the architecture with the styles, so after knowing the architecture we have to start design. But if you want to design architecture, what are the factors we have to consider so that the designing process will approve as a perfect shape? Because the design process is nothing but the collection of the components based upon the requirements, these components functionality, these components interface, these components communication is nothing but the design only. Okay, so whatever language you are going to use, that is up to you, but the way you style your code to fulfill your requirement is very important. Okay, so this unit also contains two parts ma. The total unit is divided in terms of two parts. One is for designing and one is for styles verification. Okay, so our unit designing and architecture with styles, it is divided as two parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 as designing the architecture, part 2 as architecture styles. Right, so part 1 contains 4 topics ma. Small topics, all these are very small topics. Architecture in the life cycle. So I will what is the life cycle is, as I explained in the previous class, if you consider the waterfall cycle, we have a number of steps. Okay, from requirements analysis, later designing, later coding, testing, maintenance. But where this architecture is going to be lying, what is the place of this architecture, where it comes, okay, on what basis you have to consider this one is a good architecture. Great. So we will discuss about this in the first topic, designing the architecture. If you are able to understand this one, the place based upon the cycle architecture, you can design, you can start the design. Okay, so is there any particular methodology to design your architecture is going to be study in this topic ma. Next, formatting the team structure. See, formatting means perfectly aligning the components in order. So how it is going to be done is going to be discussed in this third topic. And finally, creating a skeleton system, very important. Okay, experimentation is very important ma. Without experimentation we can't succeed. After experimentation you will know which is right, which is wrong. So with that only we can proceed further for a good quality architecture, right? So how to frame this skeletal architecture, what are the factors to consider for this, we are going to discuss in this fourth topic. So this is part of a part 1 ma. 4 topics we have, okay, as a given numbering 2.1 to 4. In the second topic, that is part 2, we have some almost 7 topics in this, very easy ma, but I don't want to discuss now. I will discuss after completion of the part 1. Just remember this, okay. Now, architecture in the life cycle. Now we have to verify the position from where you have to start your architecture. From the beginning only, after want to develop a product? No, it is not. It has some specific area or place from which we can start our architecture. See, if you want to start a paper milling or paper manufacturing company, okay, I want to start a paper manufacturing company. Okay, so what are the major features we have to consider? First, we have to consider the place, we have to consider the manufacturing time, we have to consider the investment, we have to consider the manpower, okay, we have to consider the paper raw material where I have to get, okay. So and finally, what can be the outcome? Means in one day how many papers I can manufacture or I can prepare, right? So you have to consider all this. First, if you want to do this total project automatically with 5 to 10% of people intervention, remaining 90% of the manufacturing process should do automatically by the machines, AI concepts. So you have to develop your architecture, software modules, so that whenever submitting your wood, the outcome should be your paper. So between from wood to paper, a lot of components are there in between. You should not interfere that. Okay, you no need to interfere in between this. How you are going to get? It's a big question. Right? So like this, architecture, composition or designing an architecture is not a single step. With this we can't fulfill your requirement. Okay. So further, we have to find out the place. See this. Any organization that embraces architecture as a foundation, yeah, architecture is every company feels that architecture is a foundation for its software development process, needs to understand its place in the life cycle. From where I have to start the architecture, the developer have to verify that. Okay. Now see this, for this concept, the author has given some architecture. Already we know about this one. It's not a new one to you. It's software waterfall model, if you remember that. See, and we have a new name for this concept called as a evolutionary delivery life cycle model. What is evolutionary delivery life cycle model? Instead of waterfall model, we can consider this as a evolutionary, means from the first to last era. A set of sequence of actions is going to done based upon the time period. Whenever there is a dependency on the time, okay, whenever the time is lapsed, automatically we are going to get some change. If it is, that is called as evolution, right? So the evolutionary delivery life cycle, what to deliver the product, whatever you want, that product is going to be delivered. Okay. Now, so in this model, not only in this model, any model have to consider the feedback of the customer or the end user, because he is a best judge, okay, or he is best expertise, I can say, because as he is using, he know very well about the architecture. If architecture is good, the product outcome is also good, right? Let us see the architecture. So what is the name of this architecture? Evolutionary delivery life cycle. So this is architecture. Concentrate on this for 1 minute, just for 1 minute. Okay, don't deviate from this. First of all, software concept. What is your idea to start? My idea is paper manufacturing company, right? What are your requirements? I said previously, what are my requirements? From where I have to collect the wood, what is the manufacturing parts I have to start, how much manpower I require, what is the place of this manufacturing unit, okay, what is my investment, what can be the turnover for me, and finally what is the benefit to me. So these are basic requirements I have to start, right? So the requirements always are two types. One is a quality requirement, one is a functional requirements. Both are not at all same. One is depends on the another. Okay. So if you see this, if you observe the quality, if you want quality, the functional should be good. If you don't want better quality, the functional also very bad. If you perform well functionally, or if you did your function very well, automatically you will get the quality product. If your functionality is not at all good, your product is not, you will not get quality product. So I said the quality requirements and the functional requirements are interdependent each other. Okay, see this. So what are the preliminary requirements analysis we have to gather? We are going to start. So this is our place of architecture, design of architecture, where it is started after first, second, third position. Right? So design of architecture and system code. Okay, we started the design. We finished the designing and we develop a version also. So I delivered to the customer. Okay, so after that the customer have collected a feedback. I collected a feedback from the customer. Okay, so based upon the customer feedback, I want to judge myself whether I have to change anything in the model or not. Okay, if it is so, based upon his feedback, whenever there is a requirement, I am going to do a version. I have to modify the version. If there is no need at all to go back, automatically I can deliver my final version. Okay, if you observe here, the designing architecture will not, after designing, we'll have to go back for the requirements only. As the requirements are not mentioned clearly, the design also will not get clearly. Okay, if your design is perfect, you can start. If there is any ambiguity or any clumsiness or any doubt in this, obviously we have to go back to the requirements. If your requirements set or perfect, the given requirements are perfect, but what is can be the problem at the back with your software concept? Whatever you want to design yourself is not conveyed correctly. Okay, you didn't specify the your concept. Right. So like this there is an interdependence, but finally we got the place of designing of architecture. Where is the designing of the architecture? After the requirements analysis. Remember that after requirement analysis the design process will start. Right. See this. So when can I begin designing? See, when can I begin designing means, as I said previously, whenever the quality requirements and the functional requirements are collected perfectly. So if you are able to start your paper manufacturing company means you are ready with all your data, with the amount, with the manpower, equipment, with the place, with the total company development, okay, your intake, everything you are ready, right? So if you are ready, all these concepts can be called as a drivers. What is called as a drivers? Indirectly requirements. So based upon your goal, whatever you have been in your mind, whatever product you want to get, okay, if a goal is perfect, automatically your data collection is going to be good. Automatically the quality requirements and functional requirements will get good. Right? Then you can start your design in my perspective. Let us see what the author will convey that. Yes. Once the architectural drivers are known, the architectural design can begin. Then what are the drivers? See this. To determine the architectural drivers, identify the highest priority business goals. Yes. What are the highest priority business goals? Your goal is whether you want to make money or you want to give better paper. Which one you want? If you want to give a better paper, you should concentrate on the perfect wood, perfect cutting, perfect manufacturing. But if your goal is on your money, only business oriented concept, then no need to concentrate on all these factors. You can take some lenient step. Right? Right. Maybe the driver may be suit to you. Depends upon your quality attributes. Right. Third one. Turn these business goals into quality scenarios or use cases. Yes. Based upon your goal, turn these quality scenarios. That quality is going to depends on you again. Based upon your requirements. Okay. If it is a better quality you want, better requirements you will gather. Good requirements will gather. Lot of requirements will gather. Else you don't bother all the factors. Right. Last one. From this list, choose the ones that will have the most impact on the architecture. Yes. So based upon your goal, based upon your goal, our drivers will start. But how your goals is going to be set based upon your quality scenarios. So once these quality scenarios are chosen, you can start your architecture. Right, ma? So there is a say called as quality thinking is very very good, very need in our society. Quality thinking means we should not expect anybody. We should not do harm to anybody. Okay, we should not be jealousy with anybody. So these are all the quality attributes in a human being. We should be helpful to any person. Okay, right. So this can be like this also here. If your drivers are set, your design can start. So these are called as architectural drivers. Okay, then. So once architectural drivers are known, the architecture design can begin. And finally, the requirement process will then be influenced by the question generated during the architectural designs. Yes. So the requirements process, whenever start designing, you will get to know that whether your requirements are perfect or not. See, designing started because of the architecture, but the product is not getting perfectly, means your requirements are not meeting or satisfying. Why? Means you didn't prepare your requirements perfectly. There is no quality in your requirements gathering. Automatically you have to go back. You have to start your cycling. Right? Right. Now, so that is the first topic, ma. What is the first topic? I repeat one more time for your convenience. Yes, architecture in the life cycle. Where is your place of architecture? Where is your architecture place in the life cycle? Where it is, ma? After requirements analysis. If the requirements are quality enough, automatically this should be called as a drivers. When bad requirements also, bad drivers. The outcome depends based upon your good or bad quality requirements. Okay, along with the functionality. So after that, we have to make a move to the second topic, designing the architecture. It's a big question, you know. It's a big question. So after drivers are set, we can start the designing. We came to know. But is there any particular concept or particular scenario we have to verify that? Yeah, I got my architecture perfect manner. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Okay, we will discuss in this. There is a method for designing an architecture. Yes, what is it? There is a method for any architecture designing. There is a methodology. We can't do as usual. We should follow some standards. Okay, we should follow some standards. Those standards. Okay, design architecture to satisfy. So whenever there is a designing, automatically forward to satisfy our quality requirements and functional requirements. See, necessity is a mother of invention. I said previously, whenever there is no necessity, there is no manufacturing, there is no working. Like here also, based upon quality requirements and the functional requirements you have, your designing will start. Okay. Next. So this method is called attribute driven design. Why it is called as attribute driven design? What are the attributes here? We have two attributes here. If you observe, so one is a quality attribute, one is a functional attribute. Both are same? No, not at all. See, if you want to eat an ice cream, that ice cream is going to be available from 5 rupee. 5 rupee, 10 rupee, 20 rupee, or tens of 500 rupees also available, or 2000 rupees also available. So based upon your quality, you have to invest your money. Right? So if your quality is good, automatically the functionality is good. As I said previously, it is interdependency. Okay. So based upon the attributes we have, what are the attributes? I repeat, quality attribute, functional attribute. We have to check each and every step of the architecture. If it is so, then what it is architecture called as attribute driven design. Attribute driven design. Right. So what are the basic inputs for this attribute driven design? Obviously, what can be? Requirements, your knowledge, your experience, your presentation, your interaction. So these are the basic things you need if you want to start your architecture. Right? See this, we will see. Quality attribute scenario, yes. Next, employees knowledge. So what are your quality attributes for your designing? Because we are saying the attributes. What are the attributes? Requirements. Next, relation between the quality attribute achievement and architecture. Is there any relationship between your quality and architecture? Obviously, there is a directly proportional. Directly proportional. If your architecture is good, the quality is good. If your requirements are perfect, your design is perfect. Right now? So these are the inputs for your attribute driven design. Okay, then we will come to attribute driven design. What it is? So it is nothing but a decomposition process now. So whatever you want to do, we have to divide first in terms of components, as we learn in the first chapter, first one. So everything we have to divide in terms of a components. With a big component or a small component. A design can be do with a single frame. With a single frame we can't start design, but we have a multiple components in a single frame. Right? Single component, single frame, is it possible? It is possible? No. That's why we came to OOPS concept in terms of C++ Java. What it is C++ Java concept? They are dividing their concepts in terms of multiple objects. They started interaction between the objects, so that the interaction is going to be very easy. Here also try to divide your total design in terms of small components or modules, we can say. Right? See this. ADD is an approach to defining a software architecture that bases the decomposition process on the quality attributes. So what are the components or decomposition process in your paper manufacturing company? Getting the wood is one component. After getting the wood, we have to shape it up. Okay, we have to remove all unnecessary thing on top of that log. Okay, we have to cut into pieces, one component. We have to get a paper, another component. Right, so like that we have a lot of components will be there. This big paper manufacturing design divided into multiple components. Getting wood, try to cleaning the log perfectly into shape, cutting the log into pieces, and finally getting the paper. Right? It is a recursive decomposition process. Of course, if there is any deviation in this process, automatically we have to go back and restart your process. Right? Now, at each stage, tactics and architectural patterns are chosen to satisfy a set of scenarios. Of course, we have to. Of course, we have to. So, without the tactics, without verifying this quality attributes, how can you go on with your design? We have to check every step. Even though we have 4 components in a paper manufacturing company, we have to check each output of component so that we can give the better input to the next component from first to second. Right? ADD is positioned in the life cycle after requirement analysis. We know about this. As it is a design process, automatically where it will come of the requirements only. Right? Example used in ADD. See, the author want to convey this with an example. I have given paper manufacturing unit, but the author want to give another example called as a garage door opener. So there is a garage. Okay, for that garage there is a door. We want to open that automatically, or whenever there is a person standing in front of the garage, it should open automatically. Okay, so what are the basic things we have to start as requirements for this example, garage door opener? First, we have to set a some instrument called as opener. We have to fix the door. Okay, so for that we have to verify the sensors. We have to collect the sensors. The sensor will identify any object or obstacle. Okay, so if it is so, whenever a person came to the door, automatic garage door, their picture have to identify whether that person is authenticate person to the garage or not, or any new person. If he is a new person, we have to ask who are you and what is your requirement. Okay, if it is for that, it will take time in fraction of seconds. Later, if it is genuine, if he is genuine person, will automatically open the door. Right? So these are all the things we have to be choose or think in advance before starting your garage door opener in working. It is a home information system. What it can be called as a home information system. It can be fit in homes or companies wherever. The opener is responsible for raising and lowering the door. Yes, rising or lowering the door via a switch. Whether you want to raise your door or get your door down. To rising means open the garage. Getting down means closing the garage. Okay, by using the switch, or you can you can press the switch or remote control or any other home information which can be done with the help of radar. Okay, radioactive device means infrared concept, it will work. So which can be work in the TV remotes. RFID, radio frequency identification. RFID is radio frequency identification. We have a little bit radioactive rays here. So by which we can start our TV by sitting somewhere in the room. Okay. Next. So it is also possible to diagnose problems with the opener from within the home information system. So if there is any problem to start your garage, then it will alert to the owner. Sorry, I can't able to open. There is an error. That if we able to send an error to the owner of the garage in advance, before whenever the functionality will fail, so it's better to him. Sample input. Okay, so what is the sample input you want for any ad, attribute, drive and design? What is the input we want? One is always requirements we want. Next one, the functional requirements along with the constraints. So these requirements, how to start functioning. So one thing, is there any constraints to perform? Whenever the requirements are set, we should set some constraints also. Okay, so the for example, we want to use some 10 variables. 10 variables may be of the same type or different type. We want to use a structure. Okay, we want to use objects. So like this, we have to define in advance what are the constraints. Add mandates the quality requirements to express a set of system-specific quality scenarios. Yeah, your requirement should be converted into the understandable language of the computer architecture. It should be understood by the architect only, not by us. Okay. Quality scenarios for garage door opener are. So for this example, garage door opener, what are the basic quality scenarios? Let us see what they have. The device and controls. We have to check the function of the device and how it is going to be controlling. It is good or bad, means whether it is opening perfectly and closing perfectly or not. Right. What is the processor we are going to? What is the program you have been implemented? What is the code? Is there any deviation from your requirement? We have to check that. Whenever there is an obstacle person or object, it should be detected by the garage door during descent. Means, see, whenever for example, when it is coming down, you are shutting down or closing your garage. But unfortunately, one person is there inside. One person is inside the garage. He just approaching the door. Okay, before closing your door down. Then the garage door have to check that person. Obstacle is there. We can't shut down or we can't close the door. It have to wait for fraction of seconds, so that the person will come out from the garage. That should also you have to verify as an architecture. Okay, the garage door opener should be accessible for diagnosis and administration from within the information system using product specific diagnosis protocol. Yeah, it's a maintenance we have to maintain and we have to check the maintenance also. Okay, right now I will discuss about this in the next class because it's a little bit a big topic. If we started this topic, okay, tomorrow I will start this topic. Okay, it's this topic and there is a next connectivity is there for the next topic also. The next topic is very big, so we will discuss about this in the next class. Okay, now, so till then, bye bye. Try to watch the videos, don't deviate from the streams. Okay, bye.